Hello everyone, this is Admiral Playerovski bringing you Atlantic Fleet Single Battle, Battle of the North Cape. 26th of December 1943. Scharnhorst and her escort are searching for Arctic convoys to attack. After sending her escort south to scout, the now alone Scharnhorst is cornered by two British forces. Historical outcome: Scharnhorst sunk, Norfolk medium damage, Duke of York light damage. Right, here we go. Right, so Norfolk fires a star shell. There it is. So we've got these three cruisers behind us. And we have the other task force coming in from our starboard side. We need to obviously wait for all these ships to fire first, and then we can have our turn. This isn't an easy battle. Hard by every stretch of the imagination, but I'd like to think we can pull it off. Right, so we have the Scharnhorst over here. Let's have a look at the map. Right, maybe a 15-degree turn will be enough. Let's go 15 degrees to port. Let's move the Scharnhorst. And let's target. I have a bit of a strategy. The strategy says to target the lighter ships first, so that then I can stop exposing the whole ship, turn and pelt the Duke of York with 11-inch shells. High explosive shells, fire. Alright, not a million miles away. And we are quite quick. Oh, here we go. So Norfolk has scored 2 hits. I'm trying to think, would the Norfolk be using armour-piercing shells or high explosive shells? I'm not sure. High explosive has a better chance of setting a fire on board, but armour-piercing could potentially get through the deck. Could do. I suppose the one constant here, excuse me, is that you don't want to get hit by armour-piercing or high explosive. Has that destroyed that radar? We'll have a look. We'll have a look when it's our turn to check the damage. So we just need the Gurkha to move. She's out of range, so don't do anything. Damage. Talk to me about damage. Yeah, main spotter, main radar destroyed very early on. Go on, let's turn a little bit more. Right. We didn't score any hits, did we? No. Not on that salvo. Right, they're over here, they've got 11.2. So I'm going to increase that by half a degree to 11.7. Fire. Looking good. Good, that's fine. Norfolk's turning. Are they trying to bring a broadside in? Or are they trying to mimic our movements, perhaps? Oh, no, they're doing something. Sheffield's turned to starboard. So is Belfast going to turn to starboard as well, then? Or are they going to follow the Norfolk, or are they going to go straight ahead? No, they're turning to port as well. That's interesting. That's a hit on the stern as well from the Belfast. Duke of York, of course, being the big battleship here that can cause all sorts of problems for us. Mind you, if we're overwhelmed with cruisers, they can also cause problems for us. So I'm not sure that's, that's what we want to be doing. No action. Right, our steering has been damaged heavily. That's a shame. We really could have done with keeping it not damaged. But either way, let's carry on. So this should be good. And it was good. We scored some good hits. Right, 11-7 was that. I reckon 11-3. We try 11-3. What's been hit? Propulsion light damage, steering ASW, AAA heavy damage. One more good salvo then should send them under fire. I'd like to think, but it has to be a good salvo. Is that enough? I'd really want it to be. Come on. No, not enough. Norfolk with another star shell, so that's a relief for us to some extent. Right, they're turning back to port now. Maybe it's just to confuse us a bit. Probably not the first time they've used that tactic, or the last. Belfast with none. That's interesting. Oh, here we go. Oh, that was a close. They've straddled us. They've straddled us all right, but yeah, we're fine so far. Duke of York very, very near the Jamaica. Speaking of the Jamaica, she has scored a hit. Gurkha still no action. Right. They're heavily hit. Steering light damage, ASW light damage, main spotter, main radar, AAA destroyed, sonar heavy damage. Annoyingly though, they haven't sunk. When do we get our steering back? We get it back on the next turn. So, we will go backwards unfortunately. This is to make sure we still keep those guns pointing. And then of course after that we turn around back to starboard and we keep firing. We need them to sink please this time. Oh, we missed them, that's terrible. The last thing we can afford to do is miss them. And that's a hit from the Norfolk 8-inch shell. I'm trying to think what my strategy would be. There are two options really that I'm thinking of doing. The first one is to take out both of them require me to take out the Gurkha and the Jamaica first. And then I have to figure out what do I want to do. Do I want to turn around and run away from the Duke of York whilst taking out the cruisers, or do I want to run away from the cruisers and take out the Duke of York? Both have their good sides and bad sides. The good sides of taking out the cruisers first will be that the Duke of York will be very under-supported in terms of support ships. Bad side is, of course, that they'll be firing at us unopposed. Go on, hit them. Good. We've got the Gurkha. Excellent. That's good. So now we need to focus on the Jamaica. And then I think we can focus on the Duke of York, I think. So I'm thinking if they're moving quite close together, the adjustments to the gun elevation will not have to be as big. If we decide to go for the Norfolk and her light cruisers in support, we will have to pretty much... here we go, broadside. Yeah. We will have to pretty much start again in terms of trying to figure out new elevation. Right, we've been hit in the middle of the ship. There's a big hole in the side, in the hull. What has been hit? Nothing much, although somewhat doubtful that that's the case. What did we hit ultimately? Final damage, main spotter, main radar, AAA destroyed, sonar heavy damage. Right, let's even turn in a little bit more. Let's turn. And now what we're going to do is go for the Jamaica. Duke of York is... oh, they're over here. They're not sailing alongside each other. Right. Jamaica, light cruiser. If we go in here and we zoom in a little bit. Well, this was right over here. So just under what we fired for number 3. Which was 11.3. I would say 11.1. Let's try 11.1. Fine, 11.2. Fire. No, that's not so good. That's not good. Mind you, we were close, so I suppose that's something to remember as well. Oh, star shell from the Sheffield. They really do like their star shells. I'm not particularly a big fan of them. I tend to just, well, not tend to, I just flat out don't use them. Then again, I just use the plots, and well, the plots are just, well, they're always there, whether we use the star shell or not. I don't like these broadsides coming from the Duke of York, however. I really don't like those. Because a hit from a broadside like that can be pretty devastating. Trying to think, maybe if we turned away a little bit on this salvo. Say we do a 15-degree turn. Turning away, 11.2 they're saying was a little bit short. I agree with that. Let's go to 11.7 then. Fire. Can we score some hits? Good. Excellent. Those were really good. Broadside from the Norfolk. But they've missed, despite having the star shell in the air. Sheffield firing. And they are short. Belfast. Belfast going for a broadside. That's 12 6-inch shells heading towards us. Shells fall short. I want to see what damage we've caused to the Jamaica, though. I'm really wanting to see just how badly we've hit them. Good, so they've missed again. We'll turn to port again, I think. They're firing at us. They have a list, so I'm hoping the pumps are damaged. Would be nice if they were. Let's just check. Propulsion's been hit heavily, and the AAA has been heavily hit as well. Right. Let's do a small 5-degree turn to port. 11.7 was good. Yeah, really good actually. What do we reckon? Number 5 was 11-2. Let's go 11-3. 11-4. Fire. Go on. No, I had a feeling that would happen, so that's why I went 11-4 instead of 11-3, but I overestimated how much to drop the elevation by. I mean, they have moved forward, so I'd like to think I was at least somewhat justified in dropping it by that much. Hit on the bow, of course. That's what we scored, but not really going to do much in the way of damage to them. They can take those for a very long time, and you know, not really be fazed by those at all. Well, I don't like these plunging fire shots. Speaking of things we don't like, really don't like broadsides from the Duke of York. I'm going to have to turn to starboard as well. And the reason why is because, well, we're going to not be able to fire with the front turrets if that's what we carry on doing. Let's do a full turn to starboard. Full turn to starboard even. Right, 11-4 was good, they're saying, but it wasn't good, was it? I'm even going to go 11-5 this time. Fire. Looking good. Good, those scored hits. That was alright. Star shell from the Norfolk. So that's 4 8-inch shells we've avoided. Sheffield, just 2 turrets I think. Yeah, they've turned too much to fire the rear turrets. Annoyingly, they score 2 hits. Right, how's Belfast looking? They've only got 2 turrets firing as well. Those shots are taking a really long time to reach their target. So they're probably firing either at their maximum elevation or close to it. Here we go. Brace. Good, that's fine. They've missed us again. Is Jamaica turning for a broadside, perhaps? I wouldn't mind if she was. We'd get a really big target to fire at then. That'll be really good. Let's take a look. AAA destroyed. So really not much in the way of damage to the Jamaica. Annoyingly. I was hoping for some pretty big damage, especially after that explosion. Right, let's go to 11-4 this time. Fire. Good hits. No hits. Should have dropped it by more. That's going to cost us dear. Every missed salvo like this, we can't really afford to do this. If we want to have any chance of coming out of this one alive, we need to make every single salvo one that either hits or, you know, flat out sinks a ship. We can't really afford to be having salvos where they miss. That's plunging fire if ever I saw it. And here we go, Duke of York. They're going to hit us eventually. There's no question about that. The only thing I can do is try and prevent that, delay it, if anything, by weaving about. Yeah, I think once we take out the Jamaica, I will move on to the Duke of York. I do think that would be the best course of action to take. Right, 11.4 they're saying was really long. It wasn't super long. I'll drop it to 10-7. Fire. Please sink. Go on, looking good. Right, we hit them good. That's 6 11-inch shells that we've delivered. High explosive ones, no less, as well. I'd like to think one more salvo like that finishes the Jamaica off. Of course, just because I'd like to think it does doesn't mean it doesn't mean it has to. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd like to think it will. Because we really need to start firing at the Duke of York. If we don't, well, they're going to start firing at us. As if, I'm saying they're not, I'm talking as if they're not firing at us already. They are. Oh no, no, no. I mean, it was only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. If we can sink the Jamaica now, though, I'd like to think we can just about hold it together. What have we got? Main spotter, light damage. Main radar, heavy damage. You look a lot more damaged than that, but alright. Where's the Duke of York, if I wanted to fire at them? Are they closer or further, or...? No, they're further, but... We'll do another turn to starboard. Make sure all the guns are still pointing where they should be. Right. 10.7 was over here. They're saying 9.9. I'll go 10.2. Fire. We've put the fires out. Go on, go on. Nope, they haven't sunk. Not from that salvo, at least. Annoyingly, of course, because they should have done. 6 11-inch shells, and then this salvo as well was a good one. We scored consistent hits. We had explosions on that ship as well. So they should be gone. Debating possibly doing some armour piercing to perhaps finish the job, but it's unclear if that's a good idea or not. Right, so they're long. They're looking poorly though, there's no two ways about that. Let's just check their damage. Port torpedo tubes heavy damage, main radar light damage. So not really much in the way of damage, unfortunately. That's turn. 10.2 was there. I'm going to go 9.7. Fine, I'll go 9.8. Fire. Go on. Nope, still not sinking. All these shells that are hitting, they seem to be not hitting anything important. I think I'll switch to armour piercing for the next ones. We've got explosions, we've got fires. They're going to be chipping away at the Jamaica. I'm debating switching to the Duke of York, because this is the main threat here. Easily. A battleship like that. Although finishing the job is also a good idea to pursue. How badly have we hit them this time? Again, not badly at all. Not badly at all. And that's a problem. Right, 9.8. We'll go armour piercing this time. Let's go to... Actually, I will go 9.5, yeah. Fire. Go on, finish them off. There we go. The Jamaica has been sunk. Wonderful. So now what we do is we switch fire to the Duke of York. Now we have a relatively undamaged Scharnhorst as well, which is obviously good news. We like that. With the Duke of York, though, is like, if we can slow them down, first of all... Well, maybe not first of all. If we can destroy their front turrets and slow them down, we should be fine from there. Here we go. We're going to start firing at this ship now. I know they dropped it by a lot. Too much, even. Too much. They dropped it by too much. Good. Right, let's quickly hop over here to check the Jamaica's damage. Ah, here we go. Pumps, heavy damage. Port torpedo tubes, light damage. AAA destroyed. Right. Down you go. We'll wait for them to sink, actually, even though it's the middle of a battle. Surprisingly took a lot of punishment. Much more than a light cruiser should do. Maybe that's just my perception of it, though. And there she goes. The Jamaica has been sunk all right. Now then, we need to turn our attention now to the main threat, and that is the Duke of York, no less. Duke of York, of course, is over here. They're very close to us as well. Can't quite pinpoint them. Right, this is... the difference between 4 and 5 is approximately 1 square, or just under. 4 and 5 was 0.4 degrees. So, the last hit was over here. The Duke of York is down here, so we want 1, 2, 3, 4. They're saying 9.8. The Jamaica was at a similar range, though. Let's turn a little bit. Oh no, we've completely gone. Oh, well, that's no good. I am awfully tempted to just do what we have now. I'll go 9.5. Fire. No, that was no good. That's no good. But we can turn and do a broadside next time. Although I am concerned because they're really close to us now. 15,000 yards for a battleship. Not a long distance at all. I want to open that distance up. Mind you, they are quicker than me at this point. So I have to really, you know... Is that... No, that's the Norfolk. I was about to say, has the Belfast snuck this close to me? No, they haven't. Because the Scharnhorst is moving quickly, even the cruisers at their top speed are not able to close the range quickly. Yeah. And there's evidence of being too close. Right, we're going to try and run away a little bit. We do have a broadside now that we can unleash. 9.5 was there. I reckon we'll go 10.3. 10.4. Fire. Go on. Oh, great. That seems like a really good salvo. Very nice. Waterline hits everywhere. We've set 2 fires with that one as well. Mind you, before I gloat, I have to see what they do. They could blow me to smithereens with their next salvo, so... You know, it's a classic case of yours is good, but mine is better. Yeah, I don't think... Will these like... Well, let's see what they do. So the fire hasn't spread. Here we go. Yeah, well, there you go. Then that's cancelled out my good salvo. But they didn't get a secondary explosion. What have we hit here? Not a whole lot, really. We're 14,000 yards away. Let's keep rolling. So 10.4 was there. I'd even say go up a little bit, perhaps. Maybe 10.5? 10.6. Fire. More good hits, perhaps? No, right, that will have probably damaged some spotters and radars, so hopefully they'll be less accurate with their shooting. And their speed has come down because of the waterline hits, I'm assuming. I really need to open the distance up, though. So that's why I think I'm going to continue my turn. Try and run away a little bit. And then I think, at that point, I think it'll make more sense to go for these cruisers, perhaps. And then when, well, if we're able to do that, take out the cruisers, then we can come back to the Duke of York. Right, we're roughly at the same speed now. Duke of York is over there. Let's do another small turn to port. Have we hit anything important, perhaps? No, we haven't. We've put a whole host of holes in the side of the ship. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we haven't actually hit anything important. That's a shame. Go to 10-1, I think. Fire. Yeah. Those were good. That was 6 hits. 6 hits. That's 1 hit from the Norfolk. I'm trying to think, how far away are these cruisers? If these cruisers aren't too far, we could potentially turn around and actually go for the cruisers. It's an option. It is an option. Oh, are they chasing us now? They're chasing us. Good. I've managed to trick them into chasing us. That means they've accepted they're not going to be able to fire with their rear turret. That's good, because that represents 40% of their total firepower. We are slower than they are at the moment, but it's our turn now, so we can AAA light damage. We can really make it count now. 10.1 there. I'll say even 9.9. Fire. Go on. Wow, that was 9 out of 9. That's got to have dealt some damage. That's got to have hurt them somehow. I don't believe... There's no battleship that can take 9 11-inch shells and just not be damaged at all. I think even if you launched 9 11-inch shells at the Yamato or the Musashi, they wouldn't be happy about that. They'd hurt. So I want to see now what sort of damage we caused. Last time it was AAA with light damage, and that was it. Let's see what it'll be this time. Let's check. Nothing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And they are still quicker than us somewhat. Which means they still very much dictate the battle. 9.9 was there. 9.7 maybe this time then? 9.7, and let's set some fires on board. Fire. Alright, we've damaged something, clearly. Well, not clearly. We've set a fire clearly, but that's not really enough. Sheffield with a star shell. I do hope that this fire can last for a long time and cause them all sorts of problems. Maybe the fire can spread. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But not on this occasion. Right, they've gone long. Still quicker than we are. Oh, port secondaries with heavy damage. Right, 9.7. We are sort of holding the range. We're not letting them get to us easily. I'll go 9.4 this time. And we'll switch back to armor piercing. Fire. Come on. Good hits, good hits. Nope. Not doing it at all. It's just not working for us. That's a shame because we're getting really good hits away. We're being very accurate with our shooting. But unfortunately it's not enough. We're not hitting critical areas of the ship. What we're doing is basically just hitting the superstructure all the time. And the superstructure, well... I mean, I'd prefer to hit it than not hit it. Don't get me wrong. But it's just... It's just not the areas that are critical. Oh no. They've hit our superstructure as well. How are they doing? AAA and port secondary is now with light damage. Let's continue the turn. They're still quicker than we are. 9.4 was there. I'm going to go down to 9.1 this time. Fire. Come on, good hits. Nice, we've got the B turret. All sorts of hits there. Good. Replicate that with the A turret now, and, you know, we're potentially going somewhere. We're not on fire, we're still able to make over 20 knots. Well, could be about to change, but as of now, we're not doing too badly, I don't think. We may have even damaged the A turret, perhaps. That'd be nice. Here we go. What's their response? No! They're not happy about that, basically, is what their response is. Any damage? B turret destroyed, AAA heavy damage. Are they low in the water, though? No. Not really. Well, a tiny bit, but much less than I think they are. I'm trying to increase the distance whilst also firing all my turrets, but it's not quite working the way we want it to do. What we want it to. They're saying 9.3. I'm tempted to go 9.2. Fire. Go on. Alright, we've hit them. That's what we've done. We've just hit them a bit. I may need to start aiming for the actual turrets themselves then. Because this isn't really working for us. If we're firing at the ship like that and it's not really getting damaged, possibly might need to go for the actual turrets themselves. And as you can see, we can destroy a turret. It is possible. But it doesn't belong in the category of easy tasks to complete. So keep that in mind as well. Here we go. Right, so they've missed us, luckily. We've hit their propulsion. Propulsion, port secondaries, AAA with heavy damage, B-turret destroyed, as we knew from earlier. Might even turn in a little bit, perhaps. So we're quicker than they are. But not by much, unfortunately. We're not quite there where we want to be. They're saying 9-1. I'll go 9-0 this time. And actually, I will aim for the turret. Fire. Go on, good hits. Well, we hit the turret, but we've not knocked it out. The only thing I can hope for is that we've damaged it at least, which means it won't fire on this turn, or for a few turns. I'm trying to think, maybe I should aim for the back of the ship, because that way we damage propulsion and steering as well, whereas at the front... Mind you, if we get the front turret, however, we then have the liberty of being able to turn around, turn away and run. Nope, that hasn't hurt them. Hasn't really hurt them at all, unfortunately. Let's turn another 10 degrees in. So 9-0 was good. I'll aim for the rear turret then, I think. 9.0 was there. How have we moved in relation to them? We're pretty much parallel, aren't we? So say if I drop that down to maybe 8-8. Fine, I'll go 8-9. Fire. Go on. Alright. That's not bad at all. They've missed us. The Norfolk's missed. I'd like to think we can keep the propulsion damaged, possibly even damage steering as well, so that they really can't go anywhere, and then just floor it as best as we can. We have taken considerable damage, however, so the effectiveness of that flooring will be at least somewhat questionable. Here we go. Nope, we've not hit the turrets at all. And they've set a fire now. Fires when the ship is this low in the water can be deadly. In fact, they are deadly. But we've really done a lot of damage with that last salvo, so we will do that. We'll do just that. .9 was there. So about here. So 8.9 was good. I'll go 8.7 this time. Fire. Going for waterline hits. Well, we got waterline hits, but it wasn't, well, you never know. I guess if we get them low enough in the water, they could blow up from that. They could end up scuttled, perhaps. Actually, no. If they end up scuttled, that means we lost the Scharnhorst. Right, Belfast fires. Those are long. Here we go. Duke of York. Only one turret. And they missed. Good. Good. I like that. That's a good thing. Let's move the Scharnhorst along. Right, that's not too bad actually. Aft spotter, aft radar, beta, AAA destroyed, port secondaries, heavy damage. So now I think we'll go around here then. Even aim for the turret more directly, perhaps. No, actually no, go full on. There we go. Right for the turret. There we go. 8.7 was there. I'll go 8.5. Fire. Go on, hit the turret, hit the turret. No, not quite. We've set them on fire again, but that's not quite what we were going for. We are really low in the water. That's why we need them to sink. And then we can turn and target the cruisers. Taking out the cruisers is it's not plain sailing from there, but it's much easier. Although I do believe if we're able to take out the Duke of York and the Norfolk, things will be much easier to do. It'll be much easier to get the Scharnhorst out safely then. Right, have we damaged anything at all? Not really. Propulsion, main radar, light damage. Main spot support, secondaries, heavy damage, and then we already know what's been destroyed. Right, let's turn in a little bit more. 8.5 was right over here. Go on, I'll go for the front turret. I'll use some high explosive shells this time. 8.5 will go 8. 8.2. Oh yeah, 8.2. Go on, fire. Good things perhaps this time then? Good. It didn't destroy the turret, but it blew the middle of the ship up. And they look like they want to sink. Come on. Come on, this is... We're doing very well so far. We're doing very well. Doing good so far. So my guess now is that they'll be scuttled, most likely. Because, well, they're very heavily damaged now. I'm thinking now, do I turn away now because they're basically gone? Do I finish them off to make sure they're gone? Oh, that was horrible. No fires, but crikey. They've hit our propulsion all right. Right. I see what it is. What's our damage, though? Propulsion, heavy damage, AAA light damage. Everything else seems to be working, though. Let's do a turn, then. Right, 8.2 was there. Right, let's go for some armour piercing this time, I think. 8.2. We will aim for the A turret. And they're saying 8.2 again. I'm going to drop it to 8.0 exactly. Fire. Come on, get that A turret. Yes! A turret destroyed. Fantastic. So now the Duke of York is only ever able to fire at us with one turret. That's four 14-inch shells. Still plenty of shells to sink us. Before you even begin to gloat. 4 14-inch shells with Scharnhorst in this state. Easy. Easily enough to send her under. But it's harder because we've now taken out 60% of their firepower. What's their response? Oh, they're firing with their secondaries. See, now imagine that was a 14-inch shell. Ugh. Imagine. I'd rather not. I'd much rather not. Right. Let's continue a turn then. Continue to turn away, as best as we can, of course. Let's head over to the Scharnhorst. I mean, let's head over to the Duke of York. About there. Go on, let's go about here. Right. 8.0 is what we did last time. $7.9 maybe? I'll go 7.9 this time. Fire. Go on, good hits. So now, we didn't destroy the turret. But what we are doing is scoring more hits. I do hope these cruisers will be easy to sink at least. To balance out the very hard to sink Duke of York. Mind you, it doesn't have to be. It really doesn't have to be. Right, so the Belfast was long. Duke of York. Is that rear turret damaged? Let me just check. Oh, it is! Oh, that's why they're not firing at us with it, because it's damaged, not because they're nice to us. And here I was thinking, oh, it's quite considerate of them, actually. We've destroyed 2 turrets. They're like, you know what, we'll fire at you with just our secondaries. No. I need to keep on firing right at this turret, then. We need it gone. Reduce it to atoms. 7.9, I'll go 7.7 this time. Fire. Come on, knock it out. Yes! We've done it. We've done it. We've crippled the Duke of York. The Duke of York is basically no longer a threat to us now. We've destroyed all their turrets, so they can't do anything now. Cannot do anything to us. That's great. See? Starting strategy. Oh, you've got a battleship firing at you, but you're going for a destroyer. Yes. Actually, yes. Secondaries, but I'm not concerned about the secondaries. I am not concerned about those. Not in the slightest. Look at them. They're gone. They are gone. Where are the cruisers, though? The cruisers are behind us. So now I think what I'll do is I'll start doing the port turn. That'll take us away from the Duke of York and into the hands of the cruisers. I will continue firing on the Duke of York for now. But not for long. Can we send them under even? Oh, Norfolk has launched torpedoes. That's interesting. So what do we do now? Do we fire at the Norfolk? Or do we fire at... Well, actually, no. We have to turn back then. We have to turn back, so then we've only exposed our stern to those torpedoes, potentially. None. Right. Very quickly... Norfolk, what have you done? What have you done? Norfolk has unleashed torpedoes this way, and we are heading that way. So, if I go to starboard, I should be fine. From the get-go. Right from the get-go. We have to go to starboard from the get-go. Otherwise, this exercise is pointless. No! Point at the Duke of York. We've almost finished them off. 7.5. I'll go 7.3 this time. Any extra damage, perhaps? Not really. Fire. Go on, send them under now. No, a little bit short. We should be fine from the torpedoes, though. I think. I'd like to think so, anyway. Just you wait, Norfolk, when we finish the Duke of York. Just you wait. We're going to be all over you. And then, of course, the Sheffield and the Belfast. So here comes the Belfast with 2 turrets firing. Shells fall a little bit long. Duke of York still with no guns available. And we have to continue the starboard turn. We've got to do it. We've got to do it. Even though we don't like it. I don't particularly want to do this, but I have to. Alright. Fire. They're pretty much stationary now. Come on, we need them to sink. We really need them to sink. It's somewhat relieving to know that the biggest caliber shell being fired at us now is only 8 inches. The way we're going, maybe even if we could turn around this way and fire it that way. Because it could happen. Could very well happen. We are so low in the water though, it's unbelievable. Pumps maybe? Not yet. Not yet. The pumps are working, which I think is the only reason why that ship is still afloat. We've got to keep turning though, because we have to miss those torpedoes. If we get hit by torpedoes now, it's no good. Propulsion with light damage, that's why we're slowing down. Let's go 7-2 this time. Fire. Go on, send them under. No, we've still not managed to do it. The good news is we've missed the torpedoes. The bad news is the Norfolk is chasing us. And this is even worse news now. They've put 4... Yes! Duke of York is sinking! Oh my goodness, yes! We're gonna do it. We've done it. Well, not almost. Almost. Keep your cool. Keep calm and collected. We may have sank the Duke of York, but that doesn't mean we're out of the woods. It means we're closer to being out of the woods. Let's check the Duke of York though. What damage did we cause? My goodness, the Duke of York stood up extremely well to this. Propulsion, port secondaries, heavy damage. Take a deep breath for the things that were destroyed. Main spotter, aft spotter, main radar, aft radar, A turret, B turret, Y turret, AAA, all destroyed. But we've managed to do it. We've managed to sink them. Right. Continue the starboard turn, and this time target the Norfolk. 6 degrees is suggested. What's the distance to Duke of York though? 10-3 and basically 7.2 hits them. So, I'm just trying to work out 10-3 and they're 9-7. I'll go 6-9 then. Fire. What a hit to start us off. What a hit. I do genuinely believe we have a chance to win this battle. And they've missed us as well. When we turn around, and it will happen eventually, it will happen. But once we manage to turn around, and the front turrets are able to fire, this is pretty much over. Pretty much. I say pretty much because the cruisers could still start a fire that ultimately ends up detonating the ship. So they're still very much in it. They are still in it. Still very much in it. I haven't won this. And I'd be a fool to say I have, but I am getting closer to doing so. Closer and closer. Fire. Good. There's 2 hits scored. The torpedoes have sailed past just about. Please miss again. No, they've hit us again. Not quite what we wanted. Mind you, you never want something to hit you like that, do you? Ever. That's a hit on the B turret. These cruisers are overwhelming me, that's the problem. They're overwhelming me. Oh, that's nice, they missed. What damage have we caused to the Norfolk? Pumps heavy damage, AAA light damage. That means they're almost out of the fight. Harder starboard, come on. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. We've got all turrets ready. Let's drop down to 6.2. Fire. Come on. If more hits were scored then, that they would have been under. This is really tense now. It's really tense. Can we pull this off? Oh no, Sheffield with the torpedoes now. We have to turn away. Harder ports and we have to turn away. Annoyingly. Very annoyingly. But we have to turn away. Harder port. Sorry. Sorry, I know. You don't need to tell me. Unfortunately, though, we have to turn away. It's necessary that we do that in order to miss these torpedoes, which could send us under. They are quite far away from us, however, so I'd like to think that we could do it, that we could turn away in time. Star Shell? Oh, thank goodness. We're able to move at a relatively fast speed as well. It's worth remembering. Despite everything that's happened, we're still able to make, what, 15 or 14 knots, is it, still? No, they've set a fire! Oh, that's terrible news. Continue the hard turn to port. Right, 6.4 was there. Oh, they've put it out, that's good. Excellent work. Right, we'll try 6.2, high explosive shells, fire. Put them under. No, they've still not gone under. Nope. Not good at all. Oh, that's a great salvo by the Sheffield. What they are doing quite clearly is overwhelming us. We have quality on our side because we have a battleship, but they have quantity. They have a heavy cruiser and a light cruiser here. Right, continue the turn away. 6.2 was good. Pumps are damaged, but they're not going under. That's the problem. Pumps heavy damage, AAA destroyed, but they're still here. And that's the problem I have. 6.2 was there. Let's go 6-0 and hope for a magazine detonation. Fire. Really? That's the one hit that we score? It's those typical on the bow hits that I don't like. No, that's not good. Usually I wouldn't care. But not now. Not when the ship is on its last legs, pretty much. Not then. Any hit now fills me with dread because I know that any hit can send us under. Can we see the torpedoes yet? Right, here comes one. continue the port turn. And I'd like to think we can survive it. Propulsion pumps, heavy damage, AAA destroyed. It's nice, but not what we were looking for. I'll even go 6-1 this time then. Fire. Turn them under, go. No, we did the same thing again. One hit on the bow. Oh, good, they missed. Good. That's good. I don't like the fact the Sheffield is so close to us. And that we only really have one turret in action. We fought hard to keep all those turrets fighting alongside us, and yet we're only able to use the rear turret. It's almost as if we don't have it. Right, we're locked in a port turn, but I would have turned to port anyway. Right, this time I'm going to go up to 6-4. Fire. Send them under. Still not gone. Star shell from the Norfolk. That's good. Please don't launch more torpedoes. Alright. Firing. That's good. They've missed. They've missed. Belfast hasn't missed. Alright, at least with the torpedoes haven't hit. Why is the Norfolk still here though? Pumps, main spotter, main radar, heavy damage, AAA destroyed, and that's still here. We've been firing at them for ages. 6.4 was there. I'll try 6.2 maybe. Excuse me. Fire. Come on, sink! Not good. Not good. Really not good. The only thing I can claim as some level of good news is that these are all, well, for the most part, hits in the superstructure. I'd like to think we can take many of those and still survive. Keep turning to port. Can we get the... Yes, we can get the forward guns in. Right, Norfolk should be history then, now. I'd like to think, right? Surely they have to be. Fire. They have to be. Yes! The Norfolk has been sunk. Finally. I thought that was a rubbish salvo, but no, it was just about... No! They've set a fire! No! Please don't take this away from me. I want to survive this. I want to survive this. I'm so close. I know it's a big ask, but damage control crews, please put the fire out. Right, let's go for you. Oh, you're a bit too... Has the Sheffield launched torpedoes yet? They have, but they still have more available. Belfast hasn't launched torpedoes yet, but... Let's just check the Norfolk's damage. Pumps, heavy damage, main spotter, main radar, light damage, AAA destroyed. So now we have a choice to make. Do we A, go for the Belfast, seeing as they were roughly on par with Norfolk, or do we go with the Sheffield? I'm going to go with the Sheffield. I'm sorry, but I have to. They're closer to us and they're going to pelt us with more hits. Fire! Good. That's a good start. It's a good start. Yeah, because they're really close to us, that's why. Oh, it's close. This is so close. Come on, Scharnhorst, I know you've got it in you to survive this. Harder ports, bring those guns in. 4.9 was good. Did we hit anything important, perhaps? They've put the fire out. Pumps damaged heavily. AAA light damage. Right, good. Good. Let's go to full 7 maybe this time then. Yeah? Go on, let's try full 7. Fire. Good! 9 out of 9. Are they sinking or not yet? You know you want to. Ah. Not yet. Well done to the damage control crews for putting that fire out. They did it. They put the fire out. We're still here. We are not giving up. Harder port. 4.7. Pumps heavy damage, AAA destroyed. 4.7 was right there. I reckon then 4-4 this time. Fire. Is that both turrets gone or just one? It's one turret gone. Star Shell. Here comes the Belfast. Belfast, unfortunately, still very much undamaged, but they've missed. Oh, crikey. Pumps heavy damage, B turret destroyed, AAA destroyed. Oof. Keep turning, keep turning. Mess with their optics. Mess with their optics. Do not let them take you alive like that. Fire. Sink, please. Sheffield, none. Alright, I'm switching to the Belfast then. Switching to the Belfast now because we've knocked out the Sheffield's guns. I'm terrified they're going to sink me, but at the same time they're light cruisers so they can't. But at the same time we've taken a hell of a beating. But at the same time there's a million things going through my head. And I'm trying to, you know, compartmentalise them all. I'm going to go full 7. Fire. Oh, not quite. What? Torpedoes from the... What? We're not going to survive torpedo hits. Oh my goodness. They've got us good with that one. I have got to concede that one. What's their speed? 16.7. Oh, no. 4.7 was there. Let's try 4.6. Fire. Oh my goodness, we can't take 2 torpedoes and survive. Right? You, the Sheffield! Nope, there's a fire. Hold tight, everyone. How does that look? If it hits the bow over here, it won't be too bad, but if it hits anywhere else, we're gone. 4.6 was over here. Please let me survive this one. Just let me survive it. I'm going to say 4.3. Fire. Brace! They have no torpedoes left, and we're firing at the Belfast. Oh my gosh. No! Please, Scharnhorst, stay with me. No! We lost! Oh, no. Oh, Scharnhorst. We gave it everything, but... we gave it everything, but we weren't quite able to do it. It was the Sheffield that doomed us ultimately, I think. If we'd stayed with the Sheffield, we may have damaged the torpedo launchers, but ultimately we weren't able to do it. Well, here we go then. We gave it a good go. The best go we could, just as they did in real life. But Scharnhorst is sent under. Main spotter after spotter, main radar after radar destroyed. A turret AAA with light damage, port torpedo tubes with heavy damage. We couldn't do it. We could not do it. My only hope now is that they'll decide that these ships were scuttled. Sheffield possibly, but not Belfast. I think Belfast will be the one that gets away. Oh, no, no, no. I mean, I'm not sure if it was the torpedo that actually doomed us, though. Because the torpedo hit somewhere on the bow, it didn't hit amidships. Mind you, they were hitting us with 6-inch shells, so they weren't really going to ever sink us, although you never know. Oh, that's a real shame. No, I think it must have been the torpedo that doomed us. Because they were hitting us for ages with those 6-inch shells, but ultimately... ultimately it was... we sank only after the torpedo hit us. It just goes to show you, one little mistake can ruin everything. Although you never know. There's good. I've had a battleship sunk by a destroyer shell at one point, because the ship was heavily damaged. So you never know, I guess. Yeah, we almost did it. We almost did it. Action report. On the British side, the heavy cruiser Norfolk was sunk for 10,500 tons. The light cruiser Sheffield was sunk for 12,000 tons. The light cruiser Belfast received heavy damage but was able to survive. The battleship Duke of York was sunk for 38,000 tons. The light cruiser Jamaica sunk for 12,000 tons. And the destroyer Gurkha sunk for 1,850 tons. On the German side, the battleship Scharnhorst sunk for 32,100 tons. Score of 42,250. So they won, but at what cost? And that is all from Admiral Playerovski for this video. I might do a redo of this battle perhaps, where we win at some point later on. But for this video, that is all from Admiral Playerovski. If you enjoy the content I put out, leave a like and subscribe. If you have a custom battle suggestion that you would like to see me turn into a video, leave a comment below and I will turn your suggestion into a video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.